Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to Black Library Reviews. Black Library Reviews Part 15, Drachenfels, a Genevieve story. So this book is old and it shows the kind of horror is because Kim Newman's kind of horror is not as regularly used right now as it was back then, of course, but it's a really well-written novel. There is a good build-up of tension. There is humor in it to break this up and to show you the darkness, because you need a balance of humor and horror in these novels. And Kim Newman just nails it. There were parts in this book in which I genuinely chuckled or laughed for a short amount of while, and which is really good. I enjoyed this, and it made the horror parts even worse. No, but the beginning is just Drachenfels is basically a castle in the world that was. So everything in this is not in the world of Age of Sigmar. This is before the world was shattered. And so this is the Imperium. Karl Franz is the emperor of the humans. Orcs, Oruks are still orcs, blah blah blah. You probably know the whole setting. And Drachenfels is also the main antagonist, also exchangeable with the Great Sorcerer. And he is basically just the overlord evil dude who wants to take over the world in a bit comedic kind of way, because he even looks down on Korn, Cain, Nurgle, and the other gods. It's just like, they are pathetic. And then he dies in the first chapter. And then basically the story is how the survivors are dealing with their adventure to kill Drachenfels. So this was really good because everyone has its own kind of PTSD of the encounter. Sadly, there isn't as much Genevieve in this book as I hoped for, because the majority of the book follows Detlef Sierk, a playwright who has been thrown into prison because he has so much debt due to his, I forgot the word, I just will call them the managers of the money for his plays, just backstabbed him, cashed in the money, and now he's there. But, however, he has been given the chance to redeem himself by a rich person. So the rich person is one of the survivors of the Drachenfels encounter. And his job is to recreate the whole thing in which the original gang just went into the castle and killed the great sorcerer. What could go wrong? Because this isn't going to be something like, oh yeah, here, we built a stage and we are showing the people how it all went down. No. The thing is, we are going to Castle Drachenfels and we are showing the people what happened where. Of course, things are going wrong. I forgot to mention the original encounter and the vanquishing of the great sorcerer was 25 years before Detlef got this job. So not many people are really believing this story, and the survivors just want everyone to see, okay, this happened. You have to believe us. Also, they invited some high-profile guests, like the whole Elector Counts and the Emperor Karl Franz, who is also going uh, to see the show. And of course, Genevieve is there, like some of the other survivors. And up until the last third of the book, she's not really a big part of the story. That she's the majority of the time, she's just, oh yeah, she's beautiful. Just stand there and look nice. Which is kinda disappointing. I wanted more vampire story. I wanted more vampire action in this novel. But it makes sense, so I won't give this as much a negative as it. This isn't as negative as it sounds, because the parts in which we are following Genevieve are really enjoyable, as she is also talking to other vampires. My attention was diverted by my cat, so I kind of forgot where I was. I'm sorry. But she interacts with some other vampires, which is really enjoyable and shows how in the old world vampires lived, and some background knowledge about vampires, that they are only able to create new vampires up to a certain age. This was fascinating. And that Genevieve was turned while she was 16. And as the main storyline goes, it is revealed that she's 663 years old. So yeah, she has some kind of she knows stuff which is forgotten through the ages in the old world. And this is also something I really enjoyed. So as she was turned at the age of 16, she kinda jumps back on one or two occasions on being a 16-year-old girl, which is fascinating. I also enjoyed these parts. Kim Newman just nails it. Yeah, of course, in the castle, as I've said, stuff is going wrong. People are getting killed by a cult, because there are still, of course, followers of the great sorcerer. So this shouldn't be as surprising as it probably should have been. But maybe this is only because we already know how horror stories are written by now. All in all, this was a very enjoyable book. I was listening to the audiobook version, and despite the negative feedback for the voice actress, I really can't see that, because Antonia Beimish is a great voice actress, so I don't know why people are saying that the voice acting is kind of odd. My guess it's because there are so many German words in there, and as a non-native German speaker, she has to kind of adapt to it, and well, it's not real German. I didn't mind that, because I don't expect anyone to speak, to really nail the words in a different language. There are many examples in which there are far worse German words spoken by other people. So, yeah, she did a good job. I really enjoyed her narrating. But yeah, from a burn it to devour it, I say read it if you are a horror fan, and if you are a vampire fan, devour it. You will enjoy this book, as there are so many tasty and juicy vampire tidbits in there for Warhammer. And another reason to read this novel is there might be some repercussions for Age of Sigmar in there. So I locked and loaded book 2, and I can't wait to read it. Sticking with the theater theme in this book, this is a 9 out of 10 standing ovations for Drachenfels. What are your thoughts about this book? Please leave them in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.